Hey there team, how are we? I'm Easy8OCE and welcome back to Rags to Riches. Now, before we get into everything for today, I just want to address the issue that we had last time around with the recording. We had a little bit of a bug. It turned out to be a resolution issue. So I've got that all sorted out. I did a test recording before I recorded this, and we should be good to go. So today's plan is to carry on getting the two fields prepped. So first job will be to get some lime and basically spread it around field number 2. So we'll go back to using the case for this. I'll just get the Fiat out of the way. We will park that up. Uh, just park it up over next to the shelter in case we need something that requires a second tractor later on. So we'll shut it down and let's go get the case. Because yeah, today's big job being getting those fields ready will be a bit of work. Hopefully we can get them seeded today, but yeah, who knows. The first job will be to lime field number 2. So probably should have backed into here, but we can make it work without hitting any concrete posts. Okay, let's grab a spreader. Now it is still filled with fertilizer, so we'll just put the fertilizer. Yeah, we will need it once we're done with the lime. So we'll just leave it over here for now. So that's the bag. That's what happens when you empty out a spreader. Let's use one of the old bags. All right. Now to top up the lime with the leftovers from last time round. And then I believe the new bag of lime is still sat over by the other field, I believe. So we'll just fill that up. Okay, it looks like there's a bit more left in there, so looks like we'll get just a little bit more mileage out of that bag, hopefully. Anyway, let's get over to field number 2, taking care to avoid the massive tree stumps that I've got around here. Now, I've had a look, and it's no longer a matter of me not being able to afford to have a fertilizer spreader. It's actually a matter of not having a tractor that's powerful enough to pull it, unfortunately. So that's something that we'll rectify in the future as well. But yeah, for now it's going to have to wait. We're just going to have to live with all the stumps. Now, as you can see, there is a tree smack in the middle of the field, but that's... yeah, it's not going to be a big problem for us. We'll manage. We'll just work our way around it. Now, I'm thinking, after last time, maybe we will plant these 2 fields with barley, just, you know, for something different. Like, it's similar to wheat, grows the same, yields pretty well as well, but you know, just to keep things fresh. And then we'll make a I see it is empty. Right, pay better attention please, Easy8. Right, where was I? Oh yeah, no, that's gone. Oh, the barley, yeah. So once we're finished growing the barley, then we'll make a proper call on what we want to grow long term. But depending on what you guys think, like we might pick one crop that will grow again and again, or we can just keep growing all different crops and cycle them through. I think that's what they generally do with fields anyway. Like something about like crop rotation, like they. Oh wow, we're really getting some mileage out of that bag. Maybe I didn't need to buy a new one after all. But yeah, something about crop rotation where based on the crop that you planted before, you'll get like a better or a worse harvest from the next crop, just keeping the soil balanced. I don't know, I don't claim to be a farming expert, so, you know, if anyone knows, please do tell me. I'd love to learn. But yeah, I mean, if we're happy with sticking with one crop, or if you guys want to keep it fresh, keep us doing different things, then we can do that as well. But yeah, just for now, I think the cereal crops that produce straw are going to give us a good yield. And you know, eventually we will also need a baler, because we're going to aim to have some animals which we might need straw for. I don't think you actually need straw for sheep, but hey, we'll see. But yeah, once we get sheep, we'll probably have to either just use the grass that we've got lying around, that was good timing, or get an actual grass field and start using that. Because yeah, we've got lots of grass around, but it's just not gonna yield anywhere near as well as what a dedicated fertilized limed up grass field would. So yeah, we'll see how we go. Jeez, still going. That's right, they're 2,000 litre bags. I don't know, for some reason when I bought the bag I just assumed it would be a 1,000 litre bag like all the other big bags, but I was wrong. Bit of a slip of the mind, but that's alright. We've got plenty of lime now, so we don't need to worry about buying any for a long, long time. Alright. Couple more passes should just about do it. Alright, because I'm a bit crazy about being thorough, I'm gonna do this whole line. Like, I really want to be thorough, but I really also don't want to mess around going back to the shed just for that little bit of lime, but nah, let's just move on to the fertilizer. Ooh, I had a stump. Yay. Alright, anyway, moving on. Moving on from me hitting stumps. Let's refill the fertilizer back into the spreader. Alright. Don't need the headlights anymore. So, first things first, we'll get the first... Actually, let me just double check. Have I... No, we haven't put a first layer of fertilizer down on there, so that's good, I guess. So we'll get that first layer of fertilizer down on here, then we'll move over to field 2. So let's get this dealt with real quick, and I hope that I don't run out of fertilizer. Consumption of doing that run, if we're lucky, we might just be able to crack getting all the fields fully fertilized with just this load of fertilizer rather than having to shoot off to the shop and buy some more. So that would be truly ideal. I managed to fluff my lines quite a bit on the other field. Like, somehow it ended up really crooked. So hopefully this goes a little bit better since it's all white and we can actually see when the field's getting fertilized. next job will be to get out the cultivator, yeah, and get into cultivating the harvested field so then we can get the seeder onto both. So that's the thing with the freshly plowed field, like you don't need to cultivate it before you can plant straight in there, which is handy. But yeah, then I got to, you would have seen a couple of episodes ago, I got to actually get into seeding field 1 for the second time around, and yeah, it's like, why isn't this working? Because I was dragging it along, dragging the seeder along and just wasn't doing anything. Surprise, surprise, I hadn't cultivated it. So that was a quick job that we had to do, going off and buying a cheapish cultivator. But yeah, as you notice, we have got a fair bit of money now compared to, well, what we normally have. So before the next harvest, we'll actually buy our own combine harvester. So we'll probably just buy the one that we've been renting, since it does the job. It's a good size for our fields. We don't have any sort of restrictions about roads, gates, or anything like that. So yeah, that'll be good for us for the moment until we get a bigger farm for a start, and then we can actually start to think about trying to afford to upgrade. Okay, just about done with this one. We'll go back and tidy up those last couple of bits once I'm done with this pass here. And then it'll be time to get out the cultivator. And yeah, I will move that that line bag back to the, probably, yeah, into the other shed. Just put it next to the other line bag for now. Seems like the best place to keep it. Okay, and we've used up a bit more fertilizer than what I thought. So we may indeed have to go back to the shop to get another, I don't know, maybe a bag or two. We'll see if we can get at least one of the fields fully fertilized, and then we will shoot back over to the shop and, yeah, deal with that. Now, because we're going to be using this again so soon, I'll just leave it over here on the side. It's going to be just fine there. And we will pick up our cultivator. Okay, here we are. Out to the field. And we'll just get this one ready for the next planting. And I've missed a spot already. Good start. Alright. I kind of wish that Fiat tractor came in a nice red color, because I mean, it would quite nicely match up, yeah, with the case and some of the machinery that we use. I tend to go, I don't know why, I just tend to gravitate towards all like the red machinery, the red tractors, all that sort of thing, so, oh well. I've always been a bit of a Massey Ferguson fan. I mean, to start with it was John Deere, but then I kind of went off them for some reason. But yeah, the Massey Fergs have really been growing on me since then. So maybe, if we're lucky, we can get our hands on one of those today. Not today. No way it's going to be today. Not a chance. One day we'll look again one of them. So I'll carry on and finish getting this field cultivated, and then we'll have a look and see what we've got in the ways of fertilizer. so we'll get that done. And I have changed my mind about the order of how we're going to do things this time around. So I've decided that rather than fertilize this field and then plant, we'll plant both the fields and then fertilize first, because otherwise we're just mucking around pulling the fertilizer in and out, disconnecting all sorts of different machinery. I actually did notice there was like quite a bit more wheel slip to this than what I remember from last time I used it, so that was odd. Man, it was actually the tractor was actually struggling a little bit to pull it uphill towards the end there, so I was thinking about switching tractors and using the Fiat to seed the field, but in light of that issue we had with the with this one even struggling up the hill with the cultivator, we'll just carry on with the case for now. Because this one, yeah, as you can see, this one is a four-wheel drive one, so it's got a, I think if you have a look under, it's got a drive axle under there. So see how that bar goes forward to the axle there? That's a, I think it's like a four-wheel drive diff or something that helps drive the front wheels. This one, however, does not. It's just a bare axle, so we'll stick with the, although it's not quite as powerful as what the other tractor is. This one's a bit more suited to this kind of work with the four-wheel drive. So I have switched the seed over to barley. Oh, let me get out of the shed there. So we'll turn it on, drop it to the ground, and we'll get our two fields sown. There we go, that's working well. Drag it up the field, and hopefully we've got enough seed for both fields. Otherwise I might have a bag or two in the shed. We'll see anyway. We'll see how we get on. So let's get these two fields sown, and yeah, then we can move on to actually fertilizing them. I believe we've got a couple more bags in there, at least one anyway. Yep, there's a couple of bags back there. So we'll just quickly get this refilled. Well, filled up as much as we can. And hopefully that's enough to get both the fields done. Okay, that's one bag. And there's still, yeah, still 100 litres in this one, so we're good there. Go. Close the cover up. 152 litres, so yeah, fingers crossed we've got enough. Okay, so we'll get this finished off. It's going pretty well so far. I missed a couple of spots. You can see little slightly darker patches around the field, so I'll need to go back and tidy those up before we move on to field 2. But you know, that's one nearly fully planted field of barley, so we can be pretty proud of that for today's accomplishment. And yeah, once we've done field number 2, then it's just a couple of quick sprays and we are good to go. Looking at the time though, that might have to wait till tomorrow to get all that final spraying done, but you know, we'll see. We'll see how we go. Just about there. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing how much money we make out of having 2 fields on the go. Because having one field going, we were never going to make that much money. And it was never going to be enough to get us anywhere quickly, so hopefully 2 can get us there a bit faster. And yeah, once we have our own harvester, we won't have to rely on having money to rent things or anything like that, so it'll just be a much more self-sufficient farm. All we're really going to have to buy is oop, that was a stump. Yeah, all we're really going to have to buy is seed, fertilizer and lime, so really not a bad position to be in. Almost there, so I'll just quickly tidy these last 2 little bits off, and then we will scoot over to field 2 and get that all seeded up as well. About done here. We've got a little bit of tidying up to do on this field. Now, as you can see, just next to me here and also on the field behind me, our fields have been overtaken by a whole mess of weeds, so I mean, the barley's not even sprouted yet and the weeds are already shooting up. How annoying. So our priority has now moved from fertilizing the fields to weed whacking, basically. Well, weed spraying, but, you know, getting rid of it, anyway. So, we'll just tidy up these last couple of bits on this field. We will grab our handy dandy weed sprayer, and we'll start killing some weeds. Because, yeah, we don't really want our, especially at the young stage, we don't want our barley competing with, nasty, pointless weeds for nutrients to grow, because that's just not on. Alright, so we managed to get that all seeded with the seed that we had on hand. We'll go drop this bad boy off, and then yeah, get the spraying done. Now I think, looking at the time, this will probably be our last job for the day, and we'll get the fertilizing sorted tomorrow. Not a big deal. Turns out I could have just put the fertilizer away anyway. Okay, we'll drop that. Now hopefully I can actually get this hooked up without hitting... Nope. Gonna have to move the forage wagon and maybe find a better place for it. Sorry, not a forage wagon. The loading wagon. Get you moved forward a bit. There we go, much better. Alright team, let's kill some weeds. Because we are farmers, and to us, weeds are basically the devil. Oh, jeez. Hopefully I've got enough. Yeah, it's not going through it all that quickly, so we should be fine. In a way, it's actually kind of good that they sprouted, because if you spray herbicide before you actually fertilize it, it gets really, really hard to see where you have and haven't sprayed. So, kind of a blessing in disguise, but also kind of annoying. But yeah, I don't know how they sprout up so fast. The mind boggles. It boggles indeed. Come on. Get the last of it. Yep, there we go. Alright, we'll kill off the last strip on this field. And then we can move on to number 2. Now I would like to start with the bits that I can see, since those weeds are in the most immediate need of killing anyway. And yeah, then I think we're probably going to have to call it a day. Starting to lose the light already. Don't hit the tree, or that tree. Phew. That felt real sketchy for a second there. Alright, let's get these weeds all sprayed off. I can stop swinging my tractor around like a maniac. Come on. Great, that's one pass done. Damn. Looks like I'll have to do like a... actually... yeah. Like a, just in case, spray down the bottom corner. So I said to try and avoid that, that tree. It really is quite awkwardly placed. I can't wait to cut it down and rip the stump out. Yeah, that works. I believe I need a spray from about here, just down to the bottom of the field. And yeah, next time we plant we're definitely going to need some more herbicide, so hopefully we make enough money off these crops to pay for that, and the new fertilizer that we'll need, and probably the new seeds as well. So yeah, although we're expanding and we're making more money, we are also ending up with a few more expenses than what we had. Since, yeah, we're going to need a lot more seed, fertilizer, lime, herbicide, everything to keep this farm up and running. But, you know, we'll manage. We'll manage just fine. Alright, let's get this bad boy put away, and then we'll probably have to call it a day there. Okay, yeah, it's good enough. Anyway, so thank you very much for watching. It's been a pleasure. I'm Easy8OCE, this is Rags to Riches. Hope you have a fantastic rest of your day. If you enjoyed the video, leave us a thumbs up and subscribe if you want to see more. If you haven't seen any of our other episodes, there's a link to episode 1 just down the bottom left of your screen. And yeah, we'll see you all again next time. See ya!